recording because I always forget to start recording. All right, I'm going to keep adding people in, but welcome. This is our Precious Florals online Zoom class for our membership group. And I'd love to start this with you guys typing in the chat box your favorite floral oil out of the dōTERRA collection. I'd love to know as my child enters the room. Yeah? I'm on a call, mate. You need to wait.
I want something to eat.
Go and get it and just look at that. They had a snack plate and now they're hungry again. Okay. I'll come out when I'm done, okay? Great job, mate. Thank you. All right, we're going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen here. So I need you guys just to type in if you can see this slideshow. I just want to make sure that you guys can see that. Or if you're on camera, give me a nod or a thumbs up. Can you see that all right? It's flicking through. Ness has shared that she loves Jasmine. Can you see that, Michelle? Yep, great. Okay, it's flicking okay. All right, so I'm going to go back here. Okay, so this is what we're talking about today, the Precious Florals collection in detail. These are limited time packs that were released yesterday by dōTERRA. Very, very exciting to see some old favorites in the Brevi Stone Diffuser and Citrus Bloom. Who's got Citrus Bloom and adores that blend? But we've also got some really beautiful floral oils in the mini roller collection and a brand new one called Blue Lotus, and we're going to explore that. So I really saw this as an opportunity to do a refresher for you guys on how these floral oils support us physically and emotionally, and to remind you that these are limited time only. In fact, this morning we got an email saying that they are 70% sold out. So if you are on this live and you have not placed your order and you want to grab them, I encourage you to go and do that. Or maybe just go onto a different phone or laptop and make sure you've placed your order and you get that going. So we're going to dive in to the Precious Florals collection. This collection is a collection of 4 ml roller bottles. So that means they're diluted with coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil. And this is a little 5 ml. So it's just a tiny smidge smaller than this one. Okay, so they're 4 ml, they're pre-diluted, and they're really, really precious. I probably can't emphasize that enough. You guys know we can get Jasmine in a roller, we can get Rose in a roller. We obviously got our beautiful Magnolia and Neroli as well. But they are really quite pricey because they are so low yield. Okay, I'm going to talk about how many roses it takes to make a drop in a second. So the exciting thing though is this comes in a beautiful package to gift to someone with a Blue Lotus, and we're going to talk about that obviously as well. So I look at this pack, when I saw this released, I looked at this as an incredible blending pack. This is a group of floral oils that work so well synergistically together. So I would be layering these oils on the body. And when I say layering, I would, let's say this is Jasmine, I would put Jasmine on my pulse point, and then I get my Rose and I put Rose underneath, and I, instead of putting it on top of each other, so you don't want cross-contamination in the rollers, but I would lay it, like put them all down my arms and then blend them together. This is the most beautiful collection of oils for making your own signature perfumes. And they interact with the body's pheromones to promote your own scent, basically, and you can tailor your own perfume out of this. Now, for $99, this is the same price, if not cheaper, than buying someone a bottle of really toxic perfume from the Myers beauty department, guys. This is giving people pure plant perfume. So exciting. So as I said, some usage suggestions there for you to apply to your pulse points and your wrists. The sides of your neck. So I love to put my florals down the side of my neck and the back of my neck, even behind my ears on that mastoid bone. All right, so rubbing them together and preserving that unique aroma. You can also just roll them in your hands, cup your hands over your nose, and inhale deeply. all of these florals, we know our floral oils are like a beautiful, comforting, emotional, supportive hug, right? So that's how we want to use them. And so we've got, these are the most prestigious oils, along with probably frankincense, sandalwood. We know that these are very low yield, precious, powerful oils, very high vibrational oils. And so when you're looking at this kit, you're basically getting your Blue Lotus for free. Okay, so you're paying $99 wholesale, or for Australian dollars, or $106 New Zealand. It's valued at $113 for those 4, plus you've got your free Blue Lotus in there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of an overarching reminder that these oils in this kit are really powerful aphrodisiac oils. These are very sensual, feminine oils, so hence why Mother's Day special, obviously. And as someone who does a lot of work in supporting women to come back into their feminine, I'm really excited for you all to have this. Okay, so these oils encourage a type of relaxation that allows us to sink more into our bodies and get out of our heads, which I think we all need right now, and to be really fully present for romantic interludes and just intimacy and relationships right now, whether it's sexual or sensual or not. But they do really promote a sense of desire, arousal, ecstasy. You know what I'm saying, right? So these are really, really good oils for connection with your intimate partners right now. Okay? Beautiful. So let's go into rose. Oh my goodness. Who loves rose? Oh my gosh. Just the most sublime, gentle, comforting essential oil. And so I'm going to talk a little bit today about the history of some of these really precious florals. And I'm going to talk about the metaphysical as well. If that's not your jam, you're not really into that, you don't believe in that, that's okay. You could just skip over that part. But basically the rose touch is a whole symphony of gods and goddesses came together to create the rose. This is the story that goes along with this beautiful floral. As Flora created the flower, she called on Aphrodite to bless it with the beauty. And Dionysus, I can never say his name, god of wine, to gift it enticing nectar. Okay, the god of the west wind and love blew away all the clouds so that the sun god Apollo could shine upon the rose and allow it to blossom. So these are stories that we see in Greek mythology and in history about these florals. These have been used for centuries, guys, centuries, for different physical, metaphysical, emotional support. Now, I wanted to put in here a little blend, if you want to blend rose touch with other oils. We talk about, with essential oil blending, top notes, mid notes, and base notes. Okay, your base notes last the longest. Your top notes generally evaporate and disappear quickly. So you could pick one from each, base, mid, and top, and blend it with your beautiful rose touch. There's just one example there is with bergamot, cardamom, and sandalwood. And I love blending florals with spice oils like cardamom and cinnamon and cassia. It just creates, I think, just this beautiful, comforting and warming aroma. It's really gorgeous. So there's some ideas there for blending. Okay, so rose is highly researched. Okay, so the Roseman University recently tested all of dōTERRA's essential oils against each other. And they tested for basically they were looking for essential oils that were going to support overall well-being. And you guys can read between the lines. I'm keeping this very compliant because this will go up online. But basically, if you want your body to be running really well, rose actually beat On Guard and oregano. So don't think she's soft and weak and, like she's not going to be a powerful physical support oil. Please use her right now for supporting immune function, especially as we move into this sniffly season. Okay. One of the most powerful oils for our immune system is rose oil, guys. So cool. Now for our mood, you can absolutely use your rose touch for your mood. I mean, hello, she's just the queen of the oils. She's the oil of love. You can use her on the inside of the forearms, as I mentioned, the pulse points, back of the neck, when you're feeling really flat or you feel like you've just got really, I don't know, negative vibes around you, feeling really low. We're going through some really tough times right now, guys. Use your rose to support you. She's there to give you a big hug. Okay, emotionally, she opens our heart for love. Now, love from other people, but also for loving and accepting ourselves. But she also helps us love others and love ourselves without expectation or attachment. So if you find that you're projecting a lot of expectation on a loved one, if you find that you're really getting frustrated because they won't do this and won't do that, or you're becoming quite attached to somebody in an unhealthy way, use rose to open yourself up to love. Okay, now rose oil is the highest vibrational oil on the planet. So we know that we as humans vibrate at a certain frequency. And we see when when we test the frequency of people with experiencing good emotions or positive emotions compared to people who are experiencing not so great emotions like being irritated, feeling despair, feeling sadness, fear, we can actually test the vibrational level of humans. Now, you might have seen something similar done with experiments like when it was the Japanese guy, I can't remember his name. His name eludes me for a second, but he basically had all these jars of water and he labeled them with different emotions and then took photos of the crystals and the water crystals that were developing in those jars, basically. And the really negative emotions they were labeled with hate and fear and greed and all that sort of stuff, the crystals were so different to those with love. And the ones with the love emotions were really open. So you can kind of look at, to give you that kind of example, you can kind of look at rose. Rose is very powerful at lifting our vibration, lifting us above our trivial hassles and our irritations and our obstacles, okay? And right now, we've got a lot of those. So use your rose as soon as she comes in your little kit here. Now, metaphysically, as I said, if you're into this, basically we believe rose touch ignites your inner beauty, awakens your magnetism and attracts love, luck and fortune to your life. Rose touch helps you notice the universe's whispers which prompt you towards your soul's path. So if you're feeling a little bit lost right now, maybe your world has changed, your career has changed, you've lost your path right now, use rose to bring you back to your magic lane, what you're meant to be doing here. And lean into her at this time. So some words we use around rose touch is intimate, connecting and radiant, and she's the oil of love, okay? And we do call her the queen. So frankincense is the king, we call rose the queen, and rose stirs sensations of love, cherishing, while enveloping, sorry, just a second, someone just sent me a notification, one with a sense of comfort and care. Again, it kind of feels like a nice, warm, maternal hug, rose, for me. It is an oil for your heart. It evokes feelings of healing to the sad, brokenhearted, and those who are going through grief and loss. And where I recommend you use rose in those situations over your heart. So actually roll it over your heart space, massage it in, hold your heart, take a few deep breaths, cup your hands over your nose, take a few more deep breaths and feel yourself open up to love again. It's just the most powerful, beautiful oil. So I'd love to hear in the chat box if you have used rose and how you found using rose. In what way have you used her? And if you haven't, are you excited about getting her in this collection? I would love to hear from you. Okay, so we're going to dive into Jasmine Touch to keep moving through here. So Jasmine, oh my gosh. So I've just put Jasmine, I'm really blessed to have Jasmine in a 5 ml oil that I was gifted from dōTERRA last year. Jasmine is one of my favorite aromas, and she is the enchantress. So we often see in history Jasmine being used for nighttime pursuits. Okay, so she's called the Queen of the Night. She works her magic and seduces all she touches with the promise of joys. So Cleopatra, when you read stories about Cleopatra, she actually used Jasmine's seductive power. She doused the sails of her ships with Jasmine and also Neroli, which we'll get into soon. And then she went off to conquer the loins of Mark Antony, right? So, you know, they used to say any man who smelt Jasmine didn't stand a chance. So, you know, again, you can kind of think about how you might like to use that in your home as well. So here's a beautiful blend for you as well. Your top notes, your mid notes, your base notes there. Use your jasmine, for example, with spearmint or wild orange. Pop in some lemongrass or some cardamom melissa, and then a base note of frankincense or helichrysum. Have a play. You can't really get it wrong when you're blending with these powerful, beautiful oils, okay? But there's an example of something you might like to make up for you or your family. So with jasmine, really beautiful oil when you need a lift. So when you're feeling really flat, you have a lot going on, your brain feels really overwhelmed and overworked, you want to use your jasmine touch on the back of your neck, on the bottom of your feet, and just inhale it. I just put it in the diffuser with some whisper because that was calling to me, and it smells absolutely divine. All right, so this will bring a sense of harmony and order to your day, especially when you're feeling really tired. If you're right now, you know, you're homeschooling children, you're trying to look after elderly parents, there's a lot going on, use your jasmine. She is beautiful support for you. Now, jasmine is a gorgeous oil to gift to a pregnant friend or a new mum. This is an oil that I used throughout my pregnancy, my last pregnancy, at every stage. And she really supports you in preparing to become a mother and a grandmother, I guess you could use it in that way too. When you are wanting to go into labor, you can absolutely rub jasmine oil onto the ankle reflex points that link to the cervix and the uterus and the lower back to invite calm and support. But jasmine is a really gentle, safe oil to use during pregnancy and throughout labor as well. Again, feeling like you just want to hide under the doona at the moment, or you want to run away from the craziness that's going on in the world, use your jasmine touch when it arrives. Roll it into the palms of your hands and just sit and take in its beautiful aroma. If you're feeling overwhelmed or inadequate, which I know so many women I'm talking to at the moment are feeling like, I don't know how to homeschool my children, and I don't know how to cope with what's going on. This has never happened in our lifetime. This incredible collective impact and fear. Use your jasmine. Reach for your jasmine. Can you see a theme here with the florals? So jasmine touch removes feelings of guilt as well that prevent you from having fun or allowing pleasure into your life. So if you do have a narrative that you don't deserve to have fun right now, I'm hearing that a lot from people. Should I be laughing at this funny video online? Should I be enjoying a celebration? Use your jasmine to pull you from that. There is no point in staying in a space of guilt. Guilt is a really useless emotion. So jasmine touch ignites a sense of romance, creativity, and also attraction. If you believe in the law of attraction, like I do, what you put out into the universe, the energy you put out, that vibration you will receive back. So jasmine supports that as well. Then looking at the metaphysical again, we use jasmine touch at the full moon to align with our intuition and the magic that's really present at this time. So I feel like it's a full moon. Was it last night or it's coming up this week anyway? So jasmine touch would be really beautiful to anoint yourself with after a bath. Add some jasmine essential oil to some fractionated coconut oil if you've got it in the pure oil. But when your touch arrives, you can put that on your pulse points and really just set an intention for the full moon. Okay. Now there is stories of jasmine touch creating really prophetic and vivid dreams. So see how you go with that. Some people tell me that they can never usually remember their dreams, but when they use jasmine touch at night or diffuse it, they remember their dreams and they're really vivid. So some words we use around Jasmine Touch are euphoric, splendid, and joyful, and she's the oil of liberation. So she eases anxious or restless feelings and encourages a sense of tranquility. She relaxes the mind and soul, and really helps you try to, just escape for a moment the troubles of life and lift the heaviness of those. So she's just divine. She's one of my favorite aromas in the whole collection. All right, I'm just going to go in and check the chat box and just see if there's any questions in there. No, we're going fine. Okay, Magnolia. Who has used Magnolia? I would love to know, because she's been out for a little while now. She's a really ancient floral. Now, I guess I kind of consider Magnolia as the wise grandmother of flowers. All right, so she's really comforting, offering solace and reassurance. I see Magnolia, or I feel Magnolia is quite wise. All right, kind of like, oh, I've been through a famine, I've been through a war, I've been through this kind of thing that you're going through now, and this will pass and you will be fine. In fact, you'll probably be better than fine. You will come out a different person, right? That's how I picture and feel Magnolia when I inhale her. Magnolia, the plant, the flower, has been around before in history, before the appearance of bees. And they believe that it was actually pollinated by beetles. So very, very ancient, guys. Really ancient wisdom here. So Magnolia Touch, here's a beautiful blend. If you would like to use that, or you can choose, again, something from the top note, something from the mid, and something from the base, if you want to blend it back. Now, a really beautiful way to support the men in your life is to blend Magnolia with one of those base notes. Petitgrain, frankincense, cedarwood, and Magnolia are beautiful. I would add in some kind of mid, like probably coriander, and then from your top, maybe lemon. And so let's say, for example, petitgrain, which is called the man's lavender, petitgrain, coriander, lemon, and Magnolia, and that makes a beautiful men's cologne. Very grounding, very calming. So you can absolutely use some of these oils on your men. It's not just for the girls. Okay, so Magnolia, when we apply this, it helps us to take a deep breath. Okay? It is actually physically a very powerful respiratory oil, guys. So right now, when you're putting easy air on your chest and cardamom and lime and clarify, don't forget your Magnolia. Very, very supportive of the lungs. Invites calm and clear breath, okay? And when I look at breath and I work with people in the physical and emotional realms, I always talk about, if you feel like you're getting something on your chest, use your breathing easy oils. I've listed a few there. But what it also helps you do is to take a breath emotionally too. So if you're quite prone to hyperventilation, panic attacks, feeling very overwhelmed, the wording that a lot of women have said to me this past few weeks is, I feel like there's an elephant on my chest, right? Use your Magnolia on your chest to open it up. Okay. It smells amazing with easy air and eucalyptus. Great. Magnolia is beautiful for a bedtime or pre-bedtime routine. Okay, so Magnolia actually has the highest linalool content of any oil. So it is, I can't remember the actual number, something like 7 times more calming than lavender. Okay, and I really feel that when I roll Magnolia on the back of my neck, when I roll it across my pillow and snuggle into my bed, I feel my whole body just melt and calm. All right, so use your Magnolia as a pre-bedtime routine. Try it on your little people. It's very gentle. So if they're struggling with sleep at the moment, you can absolutely use it on them. And also you can use it just to calm the farm. All right, so this morning, my boys have been together nonstop for 3.5 weeks, and they have done so beautifully well. But this morning, we're all a bit over it and each other. And, you know, they're getting bored. We've run out of all the games and activities, and my brain and creativity is kind of shot. You know, so we had a bit of antsy, you know, they were a bit antsy at each other this morning. So Magnolia on their spine, Magnolia on the back of their neck, a little bit in their hands, and we just sat and took some deep breaths together. All right, just calms the farm down. Okay, great for adults too who are feeling like grizzly tyrants, because we are all going through something pretty huge right now. For your emotions, roll Magnolia over your heart. Okay, at the end of the day, to remind yourself that you are loved, you are good enough, you are doing a great job. All right. And there's also some work to be done with Magnolia Touch, with affirmations, exploring your desirability and your self-beauty if there's some negative narratives there around your body and your beauty. Now, we use Magnolia Touch during the new moon period to deepen our contemplation, our meditation, and our insight. So the new moon is when we let go of the old, we set our intentions for the next cycle, the next month. And so if you're into that, that's your jam, and you like to do that sort of stuff, use your Magnolia. All right. And some people actually use Magnolia for past life work and guidance from your ancestors, because remember, she's been around for a long, long time. So the words that we use for Magnolia: opening, resplendent, and heavenly. And when you look at the Magnolia flower, that's exactly what it kind of says to you, right? Remember to always look at how the flower looks. Will give you an indication of what it does for you. So it helps to uplift droopy moods, release uptight, irritable, worried, restless, or anxious feelings, while simultaneously encouraging a sense of peace, calm, exuberance, and energy. It's kind of the perfect oil blend to be gifting you guys right now, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm feeling very restless. I like my freedom, and right now my freedom has been curtailed. So I'm using Magnolia a lot. All right, I'm just going to check in the chat box for questions. How are you guys going? Are you staying with me? What are your favorite oils so far? And have you learned something new? Maybe you could type that in if you know where the chat box is. They all sound amazing. I think that's Emma. Might be Mark, but I think it might be Emma. They are all beautiful. So excited to get this gift out to some of my family members. Because the beautiful thing about this is when I gift this to my mother-in-law or to my mum, and I say, these are just some beautiful, pure fumes, no nasties in here, right, that you can layer on your body. I know that they're going to give them all of these benefits we're talking about in this class today, and they'll just think that they smell good, right? So kind of get it on people's bodies without really having to tell them all this stuff that you're learning. Okay, so let's dive into Neroli, or Neroli, however you like to say it. I say Neroli. Neroli is gifted to us by one of the most generous trees on the planet, which is the bitter orange tree. So we at dōTERRA get our wild orange oil from the rind of the oranges. We get pettigrain from the orange trees as well, and we also get Neroli. There we go. I actually wrote that in. There we go. I didn't read my notes. There you go. Pettigrain from its leaves and Neroli from its blossoms. There you go. Neroli is the sweet scent of nymphs beckoning to venture out into the night to celebrate the beauty of love and life. This is a very unique aroma. I'd love to know if you've used Neroli, if you like it. It's definitely one that had to grow on me. When I first smelt it, I was a bit like, I don't know. But that's really similar to me as pettigrain. I have a really visceral emotional response to pettigrain. So I'd love to know if you've used it. Some people love it, some people do not. Again, a little reminder, if you don't love the aroma, blend it back. So you can blend, Neroli smells amazing with grapefruit, geranium, and myrrh. That's probably one of my favorite ways to use Neroli. And you can even do that in your diffuser. If you have Neroli Touch, a couple of drops from your Neroli Touch into a diffuser won't harm the diffuser. Don't pour a lot in, but just a little bit will be fine. And that's a beautiful diffuser blend. But you could absolutely pour some of your Neroli Touch into a roller bottle Add some grapefruit, some geranium, some myrrh, or any of those others that I've listed here. Sorry about the spelling error on coriander. And make a personalized perfume. So one of the creative ways that I use gift packs like this is to make other blends for people as well. All right, so there's a couple of blend ideas for you there. Neroli you want to bring into your daily practice and daily oil use if you're really overthinking things, you're overanalyzing, you're mulling over, you're ruminating, right? And we all have the tendency to do that at times. So you'll apply your Neroli touch under your nose. So just roll it straight under your nose, across your forehead, right? Bit in your hands, and have a really beautiful deep inhale. It is, again, a great one at night when your mind is racing. So don't forget to pull that out or have it on your nightstand beside your bed and rub that on your chest and the bottom of your feet. Breathe it in and just calm and quieten that mind down for sleep. I've used it really effectively on my 8-year-old who takes a little bit longer to get to sleep because he does think about the day and what's happening next week and what's happening next year. And right now we're having some pretty deep conversations about what's going on in the world. So we massage Neroli on his back at night to help him too, along with the peace blend. So Neroli helps when life just feels to be too much. Are you getting the theme here and why I literally did a squeal and a happy jig when I saw what they were bringing out for Mother's Day? Because I know most people are like, these are beautiful, they're precious, they're rare, and they smell amazing. And I'm like, these are exactly what the world needs to raise its vibration, to move back to love and connection and to calm our central nervous system because we're collectively stressed about the world. So before you erupt, before you snap at your husband, before you yell at your kids, before you rant at the TV and the news, take a breath, inhale some Neroli, get it on you, guys, get it on you. Very, very helpful. All right, so she really enhances your ability to form deeper relationships with your loved ones. Neroli touch awakens your creativity and helps you to think outside the square, which we're all having to do right now. We're all having to be very creative. And I did an online Zoom class with some business owners last week, helping them pivot their businesses. All right, we had to think outside the square of how they could move their businesses that they could no longer run online. Like we had to move it all online and get really creative. And, you know, hairdressers that can't now or have just chosen to shut their salons. But hang on, you can still sell hair supplies online, and you can do tutorials on how to do your, tint your eyebrows. We had to be really creative and get that out online. And so Neroli was one of the oils that I really recommended for that. Now, if you are into essential oils as much as me and you have the Symphony of the Cells training book, or you're part of our dōTERRA community, the Conscious Co. We just did a month's training on the Symphony of the Cells and taught you these different protocols. You'll notice that Neroli is in a lot of the protocols. It's in the cellular protocol. So Neroli helps our cellular body, our cellular support and cellular health, which we need right now. Neroli is in the emobic protocol, which is the emotional and limbic brain. It's in the forgiveness protocol and the chi protocol. And all of those protocols have Neroli because she does support all those areas of your body, your mental and your physical wellness. So if you don't have the Symphony of the Cells book, it might be a great time to get that. If you haven't watched our 4-part series on that in the Conscious Co, please jump into the Facebook community group and watch those. And Neroli, you'll have Neroli now to use in those protocols. Now, metaphysically, Neroli touch connects you, with the higher realms of gods and angels to receive your divine inspiration. No matter what you believe in a higher power, it will help you connect to the divine that you resonate with. Okay, and how she supports you in ways to use what you manifest for the greater good. We need that right now, don't we? We absolutely need that right now. Okay, so the words around Neroli: arousing, rejuvenating, and tranquilizing. So we call her the oil of release, or you'll hear her called the queen of exhilarating relaxation. Okay, she works very, very fast on the brain to regain composure when feeling anxious or nervous. helps you to unwind. Again, just think about when you're about to erupt in emotion, use your Neroli. Now, what else did I write down from my class last night? Neroli is fabulous oil for trauma as well. When things are really extreme, when you feel at the end of your tether, okay, you're going to use your Neroli oil. Okay, so I guess this is probably what most of you have been waiting for, learning about blue lotus oil. So this is an essential oil that I really knew nothing about a few days ago, and I actually didn't even know you could get blue lotus oil. So I don't know a lot as yet. This is stuff that I've been learning over the last couple of days from some of our dōTERRA leaders. And I thought I'm just going to share what I've learned with you here. Blue lotus will not be an ongoing oil in the collection. So this is the time to grab it. And I want to just share a little bit about how this came to be. So Emily Wright is one of our dōTERRA leaders and founders. And 25 years ago, she was able to experience blue lotus oil and she fell in love with it. And she was using it. She thought it was just the most beautiful, unique aroma. She says that it does not smell like anything else in the collection. But then she realized that the sample she'd been given was synthetic. And so she was pretty heartbroken about that. And so you need to get Mason to help you. Can you go and get Mason to help you, please? Yeah, thanks, dude. So blue lotus was synthetic, and she's taken the last 25 years to try to find it again, basically. It's very sacred. It's very magical. As I said, it has a really unique aroma, apparently. We're all dying to smell this, but it is a really ancient plant ally, okay? It's been around since the great Egyptian pharaohs, and it's depicted in a lot of their sacred paintings, okay? And they in their paintings represented this as a sacred and magical flower. It was sprinkled over King Tutankhamun's body before he was entombed. It's long been used in teas as an alcohol mixer and a smoking blend, so it's been around a long, long time. So it is apparently this beautiful, majestic, deep blue flower. And when it opens up, it has a really vibrant yellow center. And it's often now called the water lily. Or sometimes people call it the blue water lily, the sacred blue lily, the blue Egyptian lotus, that kind of thing. So when you think about the fact that this flower grows up through mud, up through water, and then blooms on top of the water, it can give you some indication of what this oil is going to do for us emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It does represent long life, health, honor, and good luck in history. Now, blue lotus actually isn't an essential oil. It's what we call an absolute. So the same can be said for jasmine. So they actually use a solvent base to extract blue lotus. Okay, so if they steam distilled, the petals would just disintegrate. They just can't do it that way. But please know that at the end of the distillation process, there is no residue of that solvent in this oil / absolute. All right, now 50% of the chemical constituent in this is squalene. Now squalene is really great for skin. So you'll see blue lotus often used in skin serums and skin recipes. All right. You've also got your other chemical constituents there, but mainly you'll see it has the skin benefits, and it does have a little bit of benzyl alcohol and citronelle, iso for fragrance aspect as well. So this is a blend that's been recommended from Emily Wright. I haven't played around with it, obviously, but using some lime, some black pepper, and some Hawaiian sandalwood with your blue lotus might be an idea. There's some other ideas there for you with your top, mid, and base notes too. So blue lotus also very, very supportive of our muscles and easing tension. So roll this on your muscles and joints when you feel like you've got some aches, pains, or you've just worked out. And I guess what some of the leaders are saying is if you don't want to smell like ice blue, you actually want to smell nice, use Blue Lotus. It's very, very supportive, okay, of your muscles. When you feel the brain drain, okay, when I say brain drain, I mean pain in your head, I mean tension in your neck and shoulders and head, okay? So, but again, maybe you don't want to smell like ice blue or past tense. Rub Blue Lotus on your temples, your forehead, behind your ears, and wherever you might want relief. So it can be used as a substitute to our past tense blend. But this Blue Lotus Absolute has total body wellness support as well, okay? So this is a really great tummy tamer. This is going to be an essential oil / absolute that I will recommend for women's hormonal balance and reproductive support. It's going to help you with all of your emotional challenges. This apparently is fabulous for sugar cravings. Now, I don't know about you, but I was actually organized this year and I bought all the Easter chocolate a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm locked in a house with it. I've asked my husband to hide it, but I am very tempted to go and find it. So sugar cravings, if you can catch it early, roll Blue Lotus underneath your nose to keep you from eating all the kids' chocolate Easter eggs and not being able to get to the supermarket and get more. Okay? Good. I would really love to invite you to pair Blue Lotus with Rose to really protect and optimize your body right now. Okay, so to protect you from external and environmental threats. Now, since ancient times, Blue Lotus has been used to raise feelings of well-being. So, a little bit on your third eye, yeah? Wrists, shoulders, take some deep breaths to dispel unwanted feelings and invite bliss into your life. Really supportive. So one of the leaders last night said from feeling blue to feeling bliss is kind of how I'm going to remember Blue Lotus now. Now, remember I said that this Blue Lotus, this water lily, grows up through the mud, the gunk and the gross stuff up through the water and then blooms on top of the water. So thinking about any of you who maybe feel like you are introverted, you get nervous in social settings, you maybe don't speak your truth as often as you would like to, use your Blue Lotus to help you blossom when you're out and about, okay? If being social is challenging, use this to relax and open up, feeling kindness, understanding, and forgiveness to yourself in those moments. This is a great oil for bedtime as well, okay? Roll it on your wrists, the back of your neck, your feet to promote a really deep slumber. Now, again, some people report that this essential oil can create really vivid dreams and sometimes quite prophetic dreams. So maybe write down the next morning what comes up for you there. So again, another aphrodisiac oil has been used in ancient times to create sexual desire and as an aphrodisiac. So if you want to get in the mood, Blue Lotus can be a really supportive oil. And you can read into that last line what you will, but you can use it as a massage oil for an awakening effect on the men. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, so long revered for skin. So remember we talked about that high squalene content in its chemical makeup. So this has been revered for its effect on skin. All right, add it to your moisturizers, or just because it's in a touch and it's already got coconut oil, you can just roll it on. Puffy eyes, skin blemishes, scars, breakouts, pigmentation. So it's meant to be like up there. When you think about our other blue oils, which are blue tansy and yarrow pom, amazing for the skin, all of them. And so Blue Lotus will add to that as well. Again, emotions, all right, shifting from overwhelm to using your emotions as a guidance system. So what Blue Lotus does is it helps you rise above your emotions to be able to look at them and see where they're actually guiding you, where they're being of benefit to you, but maybe where they're not being of service as well, okay? Also, Blue Lotus helps you to shake off others' opinions of you that are pulling you off your divine path. So if you're, you think, oh, I'd really like to I actually want to start this business, or I'd like to put this on Facebook, or, at the family dinner table, you want to share your opinion. And for some reason you stop yourself because of your fear of other people's thoughts about what you're doing or saying, use your Blue Lotus to work through that, okay? Metaphysically, when you need a blessing of luck, breathe in Blue Lotus touch and state your wish. Blue Lotus touch evokes new discoveries and insights and surrounds you in a cape of spiritual protection if you're into the metaphysical. As I said before, very well known for its ability to induce lucid dreams, but it does not evoke hallucinations or anything like that. It's very safe. It's just like all our other oils, but you will see stories around people just waking up thinking, oh, that's such a vivid lucid dream that I just had. So just watch for that and go with that, because I believe dreams are just a way that our brain processes our daily interactions and stimulation. Okay, Blue Lotus, the words we're going to use for this are stunning, brilliant, and regal. You can kind of see in the background there the blue flower with the vibrant yellow. How beautiful is that? I'm so excited to get this into my collection. So this is called the Queen of Divine Connections. This exotic aroma encourages breathing more deeply to create an enticing, relaxing sense of serenity, well-being, and euphoria. A pleasure contagious and intoxicating to self and those around us. Who is excited to smell and experience Blue Lotus? I'm so excited. Can't wait to get that in my collection. Now, if you like a little infographic, if you want some of the stuff that I've talked about here in a beautiful printout, then gorgeous, amazing Adam Barrelay has created this little free handout for you, so you can have a little look at that. There's the bit.ly link if you want to write that down with some affirmations and things like that, if that's what you enjoy doing. Okay, I'll just wait a second so you can write that down. Okay, let's keep empowering along. So they're the florals, guys. I hope that you've got them. I hope they haven't sold out while we've been on this call, but they were 70% sold out this morning. So don't dilly-dally, don't wait. Put your orders in and get those beautiful collections, oils in your collection. So I'm now just going to talk about the other Mother's Day offers really briefly. The Brevi Stone Diffuser and the Citrus Bloom. These are limited time offers. This blend is not for normal sale. Last year they released it twice as promotions, and I grabbed the last promotion because I missed out on the first and heard how amazing it was. The Brevi Diffuser is one of my favorite. Actually, it is my favorite diffuser. So I hope you guys grab that one. So Citrus Bloom is a blend of citrus and florals. Okay, so you got wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, and then you got your Roman chamomile and your magnolia in there as well. And we call it the springtime blend. It's really divine. Actually, most people say that it is their favorite dōTERRA blend, and many people are begging dōTERRA to bring it out as a constant. So here's some ideas on how you can use your Citrus Bloom. This for me is probably the most beautiful gift to give someone that maybe doesn't have an understanding of essential oils, because it's simple. Here's a diffuser, here's how you fill it up, and you add a few drops of Citrus Bloom. Whereas the precious florals, they probably don't understand how powerful they are, and you might need to do a little bit more chatting with them. So this is such an easy, beautiful gift. Diffuse in the morning for a calm, optimistic start to your day. Wear as a perfume to uplift your mood. Add Citrus Bloom to your body lotion or your fractionated coconut oil and give yourself a beautiful massage. Inhale from your hands for an afternoon boost. Now, metaphysically, lavender and Roman chamomile encourage you to relax and open up to new opportunities. Wild orange aligns you with what brings you true bliss and long-term happiness, and wild orange is the oil of abundance. Grapefruit and magnolia reassure you that you deserve the best. It is just ridiculously gorgeous, this blend. Here's a few diffuser blends if you want to note down a few of them. I am going to go put morning pancakes on later on because that just sounds delicious. Citrus bloom, lemon and cinnamon. The Cleaner's Secret blend there is going to be very cleansing for your environment right now. Really great for any kind of airborne pathogens or anything nasty floating around. So there's a few diffuser blends for you guys. I hope you enjoy those, and I'd love to hear on my Instagram or on Facebook, or send me a message which one you've used and how you've enjoyed that. Here's also some citrus bloom roller ball recipes. So if you want to make some pure fumes out of this, you can. So what we can always do with a blend, so when dōTERRA give us a blend like citrus bloom, we can amplify what's already in that blend with the existing elements. So zested up is citrus bloom in a roller, but we add more wild orange, we add more grapefruit, and we enhance the citrusy side of that blend. Vice versa, we can add more lavender or magnolia to enhance the floral of that blend. So it's something that a lot of people don't realize they can do with blends. They think that a blend is a blend is a blend, that's it, you don't add anything else, but you can amplify that. And obviously we always top it up with our coconut oil for safety as well. Here's a gorgeous one for femininity and sinking into the softness and the flow of life right now, because we are really, as a collective, being asked to step out of our masculine, our do, go, and sit and be with the flow of life. So citrus bloom with 5 drops ylang ylang. If you are going to be blessed with a free Kananga oil by sharing essential oils with 4 of your friends in April, you can use Kananga, which is incredible. Okay, now the diffuser is, it has a stone looking base and a white top. It kind of matches nearly every kind of decor. It does have an Australian and New Zealand plug on it. Okay, this one I love because it's so portable, but it pumps out a really great mist. So I travel with this. It's in my bedroom at the moment. Sometimes I put it in the bathroom if the bathroom needs a bit of a freshen up. It is more suitable to a smaller space, a bedroom, a nursery, a caravan, something like that. It does run for 2, 5 and 10 hours, or 2, 4 and 10 hours. I can't remember. Oh, here we go. There we go. 5 hours continuously, 10 hours intermittently. Okay, and it does shut off automatically if it runs out of water. It gets low on water. So that's the Brevi and the citrus bloom. Really quickly, there's also the Holiday Peace hand wash and dispenser. I grabbed this at Christmas in the Christmas offers, and still going strong. I've only used probably not even 1/3 of the bottle. It smells divine. It smells like you are walking through a forest. And what I really love is the fact that right now everyone's going crazy about hand washing and using some really nasty hand wash products that are really not great for your gut health, your gut microbiome, killing all the good and bad bugs. And this one doesn't do that, but it also doesn't dry out your hands. It is a pH balanced hand wash. So if you're washing a lot at the moment, it's not going to be drying on your hands. It has our beautiful Siberian, Douglas, and Himalayan firs in there, as well as grapefruit, frankincense, and vetiver. Very calming. All I can say is it smells like I am walking through the forest. Okay. It comes with the little dispenser, which is plastic, but it looks amber, and it's really pretty. It's a really pretty dispenser, and 480 mils of the hand wash. All right, none of the bad stuff in there, guys. You don't want any of that stuff in your hand washes. All right. Now, if you wanted to boost, I don't think it needs it, but if you wanted to add more to this at the moment, you want to make sure that it's killing the nasties that you want it to kill, You could add into the dispenser 10 drops of clove, or 10 drops of Litsea, or 10 drops of lemon eucalyptus if you have that from the US, or 10 drops of lemon as well if you just want to give it more of a boost. But you don't have to. All right, so they are available now. There is limited stock. It is, I'll just stop that share. It is the time to jump on an order. I have gone for an hour. Oh my God, I'm so good. Look at me go. I never finish on time, those who know me. So there you go, guys. I hope that's been really informative. I hope that you've taken some notes down so when your Precious Florals oils come, you know how to use them. Or even if you're not purchasing the Precious Florals collection, but you've got Magnolia and Rose or Neroli, Jasmine, I hope you've got some new ways to use that, and also a depth of understanding about how profound and special they are. But I'll just hang out here now if you want to ask any questions. If you want to jump off, thank you for joining me. So nice to see some names and some faces popping up. I will put the recording of this up on my YouTube channel and link it into our members group, which I think most of you are already in our members group as well. So please tag, share it with your girlfriends, share it with people who want to know more about essential oils. And as always, you can go to find me on Instagram, which is Carly Hageman. I share daily my oil use and healthy living tips. You can go to carlyhageman.com, which is my new website. There's not much on it at the moment. I'm just populating that now, but just some ways you can connect with me, and I'm always here to help you as well. So has anyone got any questions at all that they would like to ask? Comments? What are you excited about? What have you ordered?